Have you admired beautiful antique ceramic tiles, perhaps on a walk down an old part of your city, or even on a holiday overseas somewhere? Usually you think of such tiles in a space where there are old buildings and laneways and even the sides of old shop houses, such as this one. In fact, for many of you, including myself, going tile spotting is one of my favourite hobbies. But until 2019, I never imagined that admiring tiles would become almost an obsession of mine and something that I'd carry out for a year-long project based at a very special place. And during this time, I surrounded myself with beautiful flowers, some from England, some from Japan. I met little friends along the way, some from France, some from Germany, some not really sure as of yet. I also met magnificent creatures from Belgium and admired wonderful floor coverings from Japan. You may wonder where I was visiting at the time. It could have easily been Europe, but it wasn't. My project was in a place called Singapore, an island nation located along the equator, very small, with about 6 million people, and the land where my father was originally born. My name is Jennifer Lim, and I am a visual artist, a printmaker, and my passion is connecting people to culture. I moved to Singapore in 2012 to learn more about my father's country, and I found out a lot about my roots and about these beautiful tiles along my way of discovery. Not long after arriving in Singapore in 2012, I was unexpectedly asked by my uncle to attend an event. And this event was the exhumation of my great-grandfather's tomb. And it was located in a place that looked like an absolute jungle. It was my first introduction to a place called Bukit Brown Cemetery, which opened in 1922. And the cemetery and surrounding cemeteries there contain an estimated 100,000 tombs. From then on, I started doing more research based on the information that I'd found on these tombs. It took me to my great-grandfather's temple, and on it I discovered these beautiful ceramic tiles. I also uncovered old photographs like the one on the left, where you can clearly see the tiles on the front of the temple walls. I wanted to go back to the cemetery because I'd seen on some of the tombs that there were the same sort of decorative tiles, but it looked like a pretty lonely place, and I wasn't sure if I could go out there really by myself. Singapore is very tropical, it's very hot, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing things in the right culturally sensitive way. I saw beautiful tiles and I wanted to record and document them to show more and more people, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. So I reached out to the community, and I was blessed to have hundreds of people join my sessions for field research, for cleaning and for recording. These people were from all different walks of life and all different backgrounds. Amid the tropical heat and mosquitoes and monkeys, it was sometimes very difficult to access tiles. Many of the parts of the cemetery are largely abandoned, and over time, trees have just completely covered some of the areas. Sometimes the going got a bit tough, but luckily I had teams to help me. In this image, this was an abandoned tomb that we unexpectedly did severe restoration work to it. at first we discovered that the walls were quite beautiful, and that was fine, but then we decided to clean the floor, and amid tree roots, a lot of damage had been done, and we decided to do things properly. We pulled up many of the tiles and over time restored them with the help of volunteers. Luckily, with help, we were able to fully restore this tomb. This was the only major tomb restoration I undertook during the course of the year, and we tried to keep our efforts mainly to cleaning individual tiles from then on. In fact, my project cleaned and recorded almost 2,000 individual tiles. In my upcoming book, I plan to feature some 200 tiles that I've carefully selected for a number of countries, and go into details about their origins as well as the cultural significance of them. Like so many places around the world where decorative ceramic tiles are at risk of against development, protecting the beautiful treasures that volunteers and I have uncovered at Bukit Brown Cemetery in Singapore is important for so many people, not only those in Singapore, but also as a source of research and inspiration, I believe, for those around the world, and also for our future. Thanks for listening to this brief talk. I'm excited to share more of my research in my upcoming book. Follow us for more tile fun and discoveries at Singapore Heritage Tiles on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.